Hello guys, welcome to the session Arduino. Here we are going to learn the things from scratch, both hardware and software. So let's begin. Today we are going to discuss hardware of Arduino. So let's start. Here you can see that. So the first question, in how many different ways you can power up Arduino? In how many different ways you can power up an Arduino? An Arduino, how many different ways? So many people knows only two ways. Actually there are three ways. Yes, there are three ways that we can power up an Arduino. The first way is USB connection, normally that we use for programming, and the second one is AC or DC adapter, and there is a third one. You can see that V in and ground is there. Here we can normally attach to the battery. See, normally uh, if this feature is not there, how much trouble we could get, See, we have only one port, let us suppose, that is used for programming, normally programming, as well as it will give power supply. Suppose we do a normal project like detecting the water level of a water level of a tank, for example. So to detect water level of a tank, we will use Arduino. For this, to power up an Arduino, you cannot use a 40,000 laptop. Yes or no? Yes or no? So normally we power up by using USB connection, and this is what AC adapter that we can connect to 240 volts power supply, and then adapter will convert it into 5 volts, and therefore we can connect it to the this 5 volts DC jack. Or there is a third way that we can give the power supply is using 9-volt battery. I can show you some more detailed way. So this is how. This is a 9-volt battery which gives the power supply. The V in is there, ground is there. So after programming your Arduino, you can use it in this way. Okay, I hope this is clear. So to power up an Arduino, how many ways we can do? We can do it in 3 ways. Okay, and this is a 16 megahertz clock, and there is a voltage regulator. What is the purpose of voltage regulator? To maintain output a constant voltage irrespective of change in load, whether there is in a short circuit or something. This is going to maintain constant output voltage. Okay, so you can see there is a reset button is there, and this is a power indicator, and you can see this is very important. You can see that LED is there. So what is the purpose of LED? See, normally we do small projects, like we start with some basic projects like blinking LED, and we connect it on breadboard, and then we connect it to the Arduino. Yes or no? This is we do normally, but this is very elaborate process. Okay, for simple task you cannot go this much. So what the authors thought, why don't we give inbuilt LED so that we can do basic programs? Yes, you can. This is for to check, to do some normal projects like blinking LED, or when you push the push button, LED should on. So such things you can do with this LED. Okay, it is just like an LED which we connect on breadboard. The same is given input. Is it curious? And it is connected to the 13th pin of the Arduino. So you need to define like pin mode 13 comma output. Okay, and what else important things we can see over here is, mm, you can see here, this is very important, 14 digital input output pins and 6 PWM outputs. I told in our first session we will discuss about 6 PWM. In this session I'll explain you. So 14 digital input outputs. So digital pins are what? Like 1 or 0 value. Yes or no? 1 or 0. Or you can say high or low. It knows only two values, whether it is 1 or 0. Okay. Uh, so coming to 6 PWM outputs. So you want to see how this PWM will actually look like, and where do we actually use it. Say there is an animation. So this is a PWM graph, nothing but you can able to change the width of the pulse. Here on period and off period is 50 cycle. This total, the on period by the T on period by T on plus T off, this one we call it as duty cycle. This one we call it as duty cycle. Nothing but the amount of time, the amount of time in a period, how much amount it is being activated in the form of activate state. You can see this is 10 percentage, this is 30 percentage. Actually you are able to control the bit. So what is the use? Simple question is, what is the use? You want to see the demonstration. So here is the practical demonstration. See, as the width is decreasing, the brightness is decreasing. As the width is increasing, the bright is going on increasing. Not only this one, you can control the speed of the fan. Yes or no? See, in normally, as the technology is improving, people want luxurious life. So they don't want to stand and again go and switch on the fan or switch on the fan. They want to control everything from their mobile. So IoT. So normally this is we use in IoT. In mobile, you will be having a knob where if you rotate clockwise, the fan speed increases, or anti-clockwise it decreases. Not only that, even the LED, you will be like not LED. Normally in households we will have bulb. You can control the brightness by movement of this bar. So this is normally we use in IoT. That much useful it is. Not only that, in normally we know that RC cars, right? That is also purchased with motivation. Yes or no? You are able to control the speed of the motor. You are able to control the speed of motor. That is possible by how? That is by possible by this pulse width modulation. So these are the applications of pulse width some of the applications of pulse width modulation. And you can see some of the analog pins are available. I hope we have covered everything, and this is the last one. Right. We have analog pins. We have analog pins. This pins. What is the purpose of these pins? Means normally there is a difference between digital pins and analog pins. Normally these analog pins we use for whenever we are going to use analog sensors. Whenever we are going to use analog sensors. I'll take one more session to differentiate between digital pins and analog pins. Of course, we all know that this is in continuous. These analog sensors will give continuous output, and we will record this continuous output, which is not possible by digital pins. This is a normal difference that we can observe, but there is an in-depth description is there that I'll give in a special session. Okay, so normally you need to remember these analog pins we use for analog sensors. Since analog sensors give an output of continuous like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 up to 5. But whereas digital pins, they can give either 0 or 1. Let's write some description about small steps. Digital, analog. Digital, analog. This digital pin can give either 0 or 1, or we can say 0 or 5 volts, or we can say 0 or low or high. But whereas here this analog pins can record from 0 or 0 to 255. There is a difference between or and 2. Or means either it can be 0 or 1. 0 to 255 means it can record every value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. In terms of voltage, 0 to 5 volts, which means nothing but 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.2.1, 2.3. Everything can be recorded. There is much more description is. Thank you guys. If you have any doubts, please comment in the comment box, and I'm looking for your suggestions if required any. Thank you once again.